Misconception 2. I started talking about these yesterday, the mistakes that so many people make when they go out to look at property that they think is normal. But if you want to use property as a vehicle to basically create options in your life, then you need to have a different perspective. And the one I'm going to talk about today is the fact that your home is an asset. Now, if you've ever heard of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki, he talks a lot about debt, and debt was something that scared me a lot when I started. But he understood the difference between good debt and bad debt. So from the perspective of that concept, your home is a bad debt, because basically there's a mortgage there. If no one else pays the mortgage for you, it's got to come out of your after-tax dollars. If you can't pay it, the bank can take your asset. And even though the asset can go up in value, the reality is most people don't sell their home and maximize that gain. Even though there is no capital gains tax, they usually increase the debt, get something bigger, so they don't actually recognize that in the capacity like a business or a profit or things like that. So when we look at an investment property, we borrow money, we do interest only. Most people do principal interest on their home, so the repayments are a lot higher as well. They don't get any tax deductions on their home. Any work you do on the home is not tax deductible. Any renovations you do on the home is not tax deductible. But when you have the investment property, all the work you do on the property is deductible. Sometimes as a capital expense, sometimes as a deduction in the same year if it's a repair or maintenance, but everything is tax deductible. Your interest rates are tax deductible. Your cost of running the property, the water, the council fees, the property manager, all deductible. So your investment property is a good debt, your home is a bad debt. Yes, there's some good angles where you can pull equity out and utilize that to buy an investment property. That would be the smart thing to do to get the balance between the two. But just on a straight up, is your home a good debt? No, it's not. It's a bad debt. And basically, if something happens to you and you're tied to that mortgage, you're obviously got to keep working until that gets paid off. And if you do it where most people do it, where they just choose the lowest rate, you lock in for 25 or 30 years. There's other strategies to do it, pay it down faster, but that's for another video. So misconception number 2, your home is not a good debt. It's a bad debt. Something to think about.